Welcome back to Diddy Reviews. I'm Adam from Diddy Reviews, and today we've got another cooler for you. This is one that some of you probably may not have heard of. This is from a company called Gelid, or Gelid, I believe, Gelid Solutions. They do a lot of thermal products, thermal paste, pads, things like that. But they also do coolers. This one is the Tranquillo Rev 5. Whether that means revision 5, I assume so. So this is a small tower cooler. So basically we'll get an unboxing of this, we'll show you this, and we'll talk about the specs of it, and we'll show you what it looks like, and we'll get it installed, and then we'll give it some testing. I'll do my usual testing on 5 to 10 minutes of Cinebench. I'll also do a game test on this one. I haven't done it before, so I'm going to add a game testing as well, just to give you an idea of how it performs under a sort of more real-world situation, as Cinebench is obviously pushing it really high, but this will give you an idea of how well it will perform on a standard sort of application. Also with this, I've got the Gelid Stellar ARGB fan, and they've only sent me one of these, so I can't really do anything with it in terms of testing it on its own. So I'm going to hopefully put it on this. It looks like you can stick one on this, so I'll pop that fan on there and see how it performs after that as well. Then we've got sort of an idea of how well that fan performs as well. So let's get into the unboxing. So first of all, let's get this unboxed, see what makes it tick, see what it's like. First of all, let's have a quick look over the box. We've got a stamp of approval from Tech Gaming. Not heard of those before, but they're saying this is perfect on a budget. I will put the price up on the screen and the link in the description below. The specs of it, so the technical specifications, got an airflow of 65.5 CFM, hydro bearing. The dimensions are 72 by 120 by 154, so that'll give you an idea of if it can fit in your case. It's not very big, I don't think, so should fit in most cases, unless obviously it's sort of an ITX. It's a 4-pin PWM fan that's on it. Obviously the fan's a standard 120mm size, which is good. Hopefully I'll be able to fit the Stellar, and it goes up to 1600 RPM. With a max level of 26.5 and a static pressure of 1.47. You get a 5-year warranty as well with this, so that's quite nice to see. Flip it around to the back and see what you get in the box. We'll have a look at that in a second anyway, so there's no point in showing you that. In terms of compatibility, it's AM4 all the way back down to AM2, and this is basically pretty much all Intel cooler compatible. And goes up to a 1700 as well, so it will fit new 12th gen if you're looking for that. Probably not the right sort of cooler for a 12900K, but something like a 12600 maybe it would be a fine for. And then we've got a bit of information on the side here. It is a TDP of 150 watts. And anyway, let's get into it, and we'll show you what it's like. Right, so first of all, this is the cooler itself. As you can see, it is all black. The fan's black, the heatsink's black, everything's black on it. Cable's all nice black, and looks alright. It looks like a standard sort of small tower CPU cooler, really. Nothing out of the ordinary. Looks very similar to the likes of like your Hyper 212 and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, build quality overall so far looks absolutely fine. We've got 4 heat pipes. I think they're 6mm heat pipes. Like I say, a standard 120mm fan, so you can put whatever fan you want on this. 120mm, if you want to, by the looks of it, is literally exactly the standard size. So you'll have no problems putting your own fans on this if you want to sort of put an ARGB fan on it, like I will be doing later with the Stellar. I'll show you that in just a second. One thing I don't really like is the sticker in the middle. It makes it look a bit cheap. Obviously it is a budget fan anyway, but this, yeah, makes it look quite cheap. The fan itself, quality seems really good. No hub wobble, anti-vibration mounts on it. Seems pretty well made. Not the highest quality in the world, but yeah, I can't complain about it at all. So that's all there is really to show you on that. There's not a lot to do with that at all. And then this is all your fittings as well. I won't talk through these. I've already told you what it fits to. Obviously I'll give you the link in the description below as to the product, so you can see exactly what it fits. And it comes with a small tube of thermal paste and a spatula type thing to apply it. I won't be using that today. I'll be using MX4 as normal, because I like to keep everything sort of fair across the board. And obviously thermal paste can have a bit of an influence in terms of performance. Other than that, there's the installation instructions. Probably won't show this on video of how to install it. If you do want it, obviously let me know, and I can sort of do an extra video for that. but it is going to be pretty straightforward, as most air coolers are, and there'll be plenty of videos on YouTube to show you how to install a air cooler. So let's have a quick look at the fan. So you get a pack of screws, which is standard, and it comes in a sort of plastic casing. So I'll look at the fan itself. This is the Stella from Gelid Solutions, and it is a dual sort of light loop. So it's got one on the front, one on the back, so it will shine through both sides. So depending, it doesn't matter which way you put it in your case. Obviously, if you're using it for exhaust or intake or whatever you're using it for, you'll still be able to see the lighting, and the flat fan blades are translucent as well, so they'll shine through there. It looks like there is lighting inside the hub as well, and looking at the picture on the box, yes it is. It's a light loop around the sides and also one on the hub in the middle, so plenty of RGB, which is what we like to see. The quality of it, again, as with the one on the cooler, is pretty decent. There's a tiny bit of hub wobble, as there is with most fans, to be fair, and we've obviously got anti-vibration mounts on that as well, which is pretty much standard. Cables are pretty long, so if you've got a big case and you're using multiple of these sort of at the front and it's a big case and you need to get to your ports and stuff, that should be plenty long enough. Standard PWM 4-pin fitting, and we've also got a standard ARGB 3-pin 5-volt connector with a pass-through, so you can link it into everything else as well. And that is it, guys. Let's get it installed and we'll show you how it works. Right, so there we have the Gelid Tranquillo Rev 5 CPU cooler on my 5900X. I've also shown you the Stella ARGB fan that they sent over. I want to say a massive thank you to Gelid, first of all, for sending both of these over, and some other products have sent me, some thermal paste and stuff like that, which I will be testing at a later stage. But it will be a while yet because I've got a lot of other stuff to get through. So let's talk about the performance. First of all, I'll say the fan, after I put the ARGB fan on, it performed exactly the same. So these results are pretty much exactly the same within a degree of each other. So I didn't really do any more tests. I just had a quick look. I won't put any extra results up for those. I just had a look at see how well it performed with that fan on. It is the same speed and pretty much the same sort of airflow and stuff like that. So it performs exactly the same, really. But the cooler itself, I have to say it performs absolutely incredible. I can't fault it at all in terms of its performance. And it is sort of a budget cooler. Like I say, I will put the price up on the screen, so you can decide whether it's the right one for you in terms of in your budget. So in terms of the performance itself, I've ran my usual test, which is Cinebench, and I also ran Shadow the Tomb Raider to give you more of a real world application as to how it performs on your sort of day-to-day tasks, mainly for gaming. Because obviously Cinebench does kind of push it very hard, and it's not a true sort of representation of how it performs, but it sort of gives me an idea, and you an idea, of its maximum potential. So first of all, the Cinebench run on here, again, these will be up on the screen for you to see. We had a maximum of 71 on the CPU package and an average of 67, and that's actually really good. I did try to run it at 4.5 gigahertz all-core set, and it crashed straight away for some reason. I don't know why. Probably just pushing it a little bit too hard on Cinebench, but I'll talk about some other results in a second. So yeah, 71 on maximum, 67 average, and it ran around between 4 and 4.1 gigahertz all cores, all 12 cores running around that sort of speed. Is absolutely fantastic, to be honest with you. Obviously, you're going to get better performance out of bigger coolers and AIOs and things like that, probably. But I can't praise it enough, really, for its capabilities. 71 degrees maximum on the Cinebench multi-core 12-core processor is fantastic, and it's a really good temperature to run at. CPU itself is 60 and 56 respectively. So yeah, Cinebench run absolutely fine. Then obviously I went on to Shadow the Tomb Raider to give you a more real world sort of representation of the cooler itself, and it surprised me even more. We had just sort of ignore the average at the moment, because for some reason it wouldn't drop below 70 when I was starting the game up, and when I was just sitting there waiting to do this. I wanted it to drop down a bit at first, but it wouldn't for some reason, which is a bit odd to me. But if you have a look, the maximum is 78 degrees and an average of 71. However, for the most part, as you can see on the screen, it was running at 68 degrees, and its minimum was 61, and it did sit around 68, 69 degrees throughout the whole run. But on top of that, the speeds it actually got to, it was an average of around 4.5, 4.4 gigahertz on all cores, with some of them maxing out at 4.8, 4.9 throughout the run. So it can obviously hold a high speed on the 12 cores when gaming, which is absolutely great to know. And you know that it'll perform well when you game, and you'll get majority of the max performance out of your CPU. So yeah, that's the results really. Like I say, the average was a bit weird on that one because for some reason I couldn't get it to drop below 70 before the test, but during the test it dropped down to 68. I don't know what was going off there, but nevertheless it performs absolutely brilliantly. And like I said, the clock speeds were brilliant. I just left it at precision boost overdrive on auto to do what it wants basically, and it was constantly running at 4.4, 4.5 throughout the whole test, which is as I've said, absolutely amazing. So that's it really for the cooler. I'll just show you up on the screen I've already showed you up on the screen how the fan looks. Like I say, it performs exactly the same in terms of temperature. So yeah, that's that. So there you go, that's the cooler. I hope this is interesting to you. If you're looking at buying this cooler, then I can definitely say go ahead and pull the trigger if you're after it. Yeah, it's brilliant, really, really good. So if you're looking at a budget cooler that's going to do a decent job, this one is definitely for you. And it looks pretty nice as well, all black. Will fit in pretty much anyone's build. So that's it guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe and like, leave me any comments if you have any in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching, bye bye.